Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Y'all have been so supportive and we really appreciate it. We're here for you all and hope that you're doing well. Today we will be taking a look at the life of a man who left his family behind to pursue his dream, only to lose everything in the end. This is not just a story about money or success. It's a story about the importance of family, hard work, morals, and ethics. Remember, no matter how much success you achieve, it means nothing if you don't have anyone to share it with. The love and support of family are priceless. Thomas was born into an ordinary family living in a small town. His father worked as a carpenter and his mother was a homemaker. Despite their humble beginnings, Thomas had big dreams. From a young age, he was ambitious and determined to make something of himself. He wanted to build a life that was far from ordinary. He wanted to build an empire. As he grew older, he became increasingly frustrated with his small-town life and felt that there was more to the world than what he saw around him. He started reading books about business and finance and learned about the stock market. With this new knowledge, he came up with a plan. He would leave his family and move to the big city to try his luck at trading stocks. His family was deeply disappointed when they heard about his plans. They had always taught him the value of hard work and dedication, but never mentioned anything about getting rich quick schemes. They tried to convince him to stay, but he was adamant about leaving. He thought that his family was holding him back and didn't understand his vision, packed his bags and left without saying goodbye. When Thomas moved to the big city, he quickly realized that it was not as glamorous as he had imagined. He struggled to find a job and ended up working several odd jobs to make ends meet. But he never gave up on his dream of becoming a successful trader. He studied the market diligently and eventually saved up enough money to start his own business. He started out small, but his determination and hard work quickly paid off, and his business began to grow. He made some wise investments and saw his net worth skyrocket. Before long, he was making more money than he had ever dreamed of. He had finally achieved the success that he had always wanted. But as he looked around him, he realized that he had nothing to show for his success. He was alone in a big city without any friends or family to share his success with. He had sacrificed his relationships for his dream of becoming rich, and now he was reaping the consequences. Meanwhile, back in his hometown, Thomas's family was doing well. His mother missed him every day and prayed for his happiness, but she respected his decision to pursue his dreams. His father, although disappointed, continued to teach him the value of hard work and dedication. One day, Thomas got a phone call from his mother. She sounded happy and excited and invited him to come back home. When Thomas returned home, he was shocked to see how his family had changed. His father was no longer a simple carpenter. He had started his own carpentry business and was doing well. His mother was no longer a homemaker. She had started a small catering business and was also doing well. But what shocked him the most was seeing how happy his family was. They had found success and happiness without sacrificing their relationships or morals. He realized that his definition of success was wrong. It wasn't just about making money. It was about being happy and fulfilled. He had traded his happiness for money, and now he was paying the price. He tried to apologize to his family for leaving them and for the pain he had caused them, but they forgave him. They were happy to have him back, but they didn't condone his actions. They showed him that they still loved him, but they also made it clear that they disapproved of what he had done. Although his family forgave him, Thomas knew that he couldn't take back what he had done, had lost precious time with his family, and he would never get that back. He had chased his dreams and achieved success, but at what cost? He decided to make a change. He gave away most of his money to charity and started working on repairing his relationships. He reached out to his old friends and started spending time with them. He began attending church regularly and reconnected with his faith. Started volunteering at a local soup kitchen and animal shelter. Didn't know how to cook, so he started by washing dishes. But soon the chef noticed his willingness to help and started teaching him how to cook. Thomas was eager to learn and quickly became an integral part of the kitchen team. One day, one of the regulars at the soup kitchen, an elderly woman named Mrs. Henderson, noticed Thomas. She had seen him on TV before and recognized him immediately. She confronted him about his past, reminding him of the mistakes he had made. But instead of getting defensive, Thomas apologized and admitted that he was trying to make amends. Impressed by his humility, Mrs. Henderson offered him some advice. She told him that while it was important to help others, he should also take care of himself. She reminded him that he couldn't pour from an empty cup, and that he needed to take care of himself first before he could help others. He realized that he had been so focused on making up for his past mistakes that he had neglected himself, was exhausted and emotionally drained, decided to take a break from volunteering and focus on himself. He started going to therapy to work through his emotional issues and sought guidance from his pastor. Began practicing self-care, eating healthier, exercising, and getting more sleep. Slowly but surely, he started to feel like himself again. He rediscovered his passion for cooking and started experimenting in the kitchen. He also began taking classes to improve his skills. He even started a small catering business, which gave him a sense of purpose and fulfillment. One day, while working on a catering order, Thomas met a woman named Sarah. Sarah was starting a new nonprofit organization that provided meals to families in need. She was passionate about her work and was looking for experienced caterers to help her out. Thomas was impressed by Sarah's dedication, and the two of them started working together. They quickly became friends and spent hours talking about their dreams and aspirations. Sarah was drawn to Thomas's kindness and sense of humor, while Thomas was impressed by Sarah's intelligence and compassion. As they worked together, Thomas's feelings for Sarah grew stronger. He found himself thinking about her constantly and began to develop romantic feelings. One day, he worked up the courage to ask her out on a date, and she said yes. The two of them started dating, and their relationship blossomed. They enjoyed going on hikes together, trying new restaurants, and attending charity events. Thomas realized that he had found someone special and knew that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. He proposed to Sarah, and she said yes. Their wedding was a beautiful ceremony filled with love, laughter, and joy. All of their friends and family came to celebrate with them and wished them a lifetime of happiness together. After their honeymoon, Thomas and Sarah returned home and started planning their future together. They decided to combine their catering businesses and create a new company. They named it A Taste of Hope, and it took off. Their business was successful, but what made them the most happy was the fact that they were able to give back. They used their profits to help fund Sarah's nonprofit and were able to make a real difference in the lives of those in need. As the years passed, Thomas and Sarah's love for each other grew stronger. They had 2 beautiful children and settled into a comfortable life in the small town where Thomas had grown up. He had come full circle and realized that true happiness came from helping others and spending time with loved ones. Now successful and content, Thomas often thought about the choices he had made in his life. He knew that he had made mistakes, but he was grateful for the opportunity to make things right. He had learned that success wasn't just about money, but about finding happiness and fulfillment. He had found that in his family, his wife, and his work. Do you think Thomas made the right choice by leaving his family? Let us know in the comments below. Please share your thoughts. If you enjoyed this story, please leave a thumbs up to inspire us. Your support helps us create more videos like this. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates. See you next time.